Hello everyone, this is Tucker here again, and tonight, like I said, I'm gonna be doing another movie review, and it is on Toy Story 2. Came out in 1999. So, plot of this movie is got Woody. He is excited to go to cowboy camp with Andy and all that, and yeah, Buzz and Tom Hanks and Tim Allen reprised their roles as Buzz and Woody. And then before Woody goes to cowboy camp with Andy, Andy decided to play with his toys for a few minutes. Then he accidentally whipped Woody's arm, and that he decided he's gonna not take him. So then Woody was so sad that he couldn't go, and then later Andy's mom was having a yard sale, and then we got this squeaky toy penguin named Wheezy, voiced by Joe Lamp. And then he was he got sent to the yard sale, and then Woody has to save him, and then we got this greedy toy collector named Al McWiggin. He was trying to complete the Woody's Roundup set. So, but Andy's mom told him that he's not for sale. Then Al decided to steal Woody. So then Woody got toy mapped or kidnapped by Al. Then while Woody was at his apartment, we got to introduce to some new characters, such as this cowgirl doll named Jessie, voiced by Joan Cusack. Bullseye, which is the horse right here, and Pete the Old Prospector, aka Stinky Pete, which is the film's villain, or at least one of the film's villains. The other villains we would introduce are Al and this character, Evil Zug, Buzz's arch nemesis. So, yeah. Now back to this film. Back to the story. So, Woody realized that him and the rest of the Roundup game are gonna get sold to a Kanishi's toy museum in Japan. So it's up to Buzz and the other toys to save Woody before he goes to Japan. And that's basically what the plot is. Now, what do I have to say about Toy Story 2? A phenomenal sequel. This is one of those sequels, one of those rare sequels that lives up to the first movie. This film got a 100% on Rotten Tomato. Just like the first movie. So, yeah, this film did really well when it came out. And fun fact about this movie, about this sequel took nine months, and it was in production for 9 months. And it turned out to be very impressive. And another fun fact, this sequel was originally going to be one of those Disney directed video sequels, but they liked the idea to have it a theatrical release. So yeah. So yeah, the animation is really good, just like the first one. The voice acting is great. Like I said, Tom Hanks and Tim Allen did a great job once again as Buzz and Woody. Joan Cusack did a fantastic job as Jessie. And other returning cast, Wallace Shawn as Wex, Don Rickles as Mr. Potato Head, and another character we got to introduce is Mrs. Potato Head, who's voiced by Esther Harris, which we all know her as George's mom from Seinfeld. Rest in peace, Esther Harris. She was a great actress. And of course, Annie Potts returned as Bo Peep. And John Ratzenberger returned as Ham. And Jim Varney returned as Swinky. But that was the last character he did. That was the last time he voices Swinky because he died a year later. Back in 2000. I believe his last film is... His last role he did was in Atlantis, The Lost Empire. But now back to Toy Story 2. I'll review on Atlantis some other time. So, yeah. Now let's talk about some scenes in this movie. Oh, it has some great, really good scenes. One of my favorite scenes in this entire movie is just basically every scene with Woody in the Roundup game. Like, I like the part where Woody realized he was a star. Well, once a star. And I like where they were looking at all the Woody's Roundup merchandise. And I especially love the scene where they were on... Where Woody, Jessie, and Bullseye were dancing on the record player. So yeah. Those are like my favorite scenes in the entire movie. Don't worry, there's some other really, really good scenes. Like, the Buzz Lightyear video game was really good. That was shown at the beginning, where Wex was playing the Buzz Lightyear video game. And of course, I also really like that Star Wars reference where Buzz was like, "I'll never get in. You killed my father." And Zug, "No, Buzz, I am your father." No! Yeah, that was, like I said, that was a reference to Star Wars. Yeah, that was a pretty good reference. And another scene that cracks me up is where Al says, "I can't believe I had to drive all the way to work on a Saturday, all the way to work." And I don't understand this. He has a car, and he drove himself to Al's toy barn, which, even though his apartment is across the street to Al's toy barn, he could have just walked there. That was a funny scene. Is there any other great scenes in this movie. Oh yeah. Well, next now there's another scene which is pretty sad, which we all know when she loved me, Jesse's song where we see how Jesse once had an owner named Emily, which people saying Emily is possibly Andy's mom, which that's just possible rumors. So yeah, when I was little, I remember I I cried every time I saw this scene. So yeah, I do. When She Loved Me was a very beautiful song, but sad at the same time. And I do feel bad for Jesse as well. So yeah, yeah. And then was another great scene. Was another scene I like. Is there another scene I could talk about? I can't think of any other scene. Scene. So yeah. So those are the scenes I could think of in my head. Oh, there's one scene where they were out when Buzz was walking to his aisle, and then got the utility belt Buzz, and then they got into a fight, and yeah, and utility belt Buzz just puts Buzz in the box, and then I always laughed at this scene. You got the wrong Buzz. You got the wrong Buzz. I always laugh at that scene. So yeah, that's another scene I could think of. And well, okay, Buzz and Woody are great characters once again. Jesse is another great character. I absolutely loved Jesse. Like, here's my opinion. My two favorite characters from the first Toy Story is Woody and Buzz, but in the sequels, it happens to be Woody and Jesse. So yeah, that's some that's kind of a fun fact because and some people say this is my favorite Toy Story movie, but it isn't. The first Toy Story will always be the best out of the series. And is there any other great? Is there? And I'll tell you a little story about this movie. And tell you, and I remember the day when I first watched this sequel. So, give you a little backstory. I was like 1 years old. I was I was going my family and I were shopping at Walmart. We went to the movie section and we happened, either my brother and I or my parents happened to find this movie. Well, it was on DVD. In my hand, I'm holding is the VHS. So, yeah, that was around like either late 2005 or early 2006. So yeah, my parents just took it, and then show my brother and I the DVD, and I was very excited to watch this because my parents know how much I love the first movie. So yeah, once we got home, we watched it, and I'm gonna say this: when I was a baby, I liked this one more than the first. That's right. I liked it more than Toy Story 1 back then. But now, like around later on, my favorite is now back to the first one. But don't get me wrong, I still love this movie. So yeah, when I was a baby, ever since we got the two disc DVD from 2005, I watched that one more than Toy Story 1. I wore the DVD out I wore the DVD out because I watched it like several thousand times. Just same thing with the first movie. Yeah, Toy Story 1 and 2, those two movies I watched excessively as a kid. Along with other Pixar movies like Finding Nemo and Monsters Inc. and Ratatouille. But I'll reveal those other ones soon. So, yeah. So that was very fun memories with... That was a fun story. And... I remember I remember going to my great grandma's house all the time, and I would watch this. She has this on VHS. And I would often watch it there. And yeah. And I always really liked the music video that was shown at the end of this tape, the Woody's Roundup music video. And I also really like the outtakes to this. Yeah, the outtakes are very funny. One of my personal favorites is where Jesse was pulling Woody's string and his string accidentally broke. I thought that one was pretty funny. And I also do like the cameo with Flick and Heimlich from A Bug's Life. They were talking about A Bug's Life, if Pixar was doing A Bug's Life too, and then Buzz chopped down the butch, and then yeah, that was another one of my personal favorites. And the one with Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head, where Mrs. Potato Head keeps putting things in Mr. Potato Head's butt. And yeah. That was... I cracked up every time I watched it. See this? That? And there's one outtake that got removed, like on the Disney Plus version. Is the one where Stinky Pete was talking to a couple of Barbie dolls. Yeah, that outtake got removed because we all know with the whole thing with controversy with, I guess, with Harvey Weinstein and all that. It was kind of inappropriate. But yeah, those are the outtakes I could think of. So, what I have to give now, that is, I gave now let's talk about my rating. I give Toy Story 2, after we watching this film this evening, I give this film a 10 out of 10. There are absolutely no flaws with this movie. So yeah. So that's it for my review on Toy Story 2. And stay tuned for my next review, Pixar movie review, which will be on Monsters Inc. So, see you later. Bye.